Hello, everyone, and welcome to round two. Oh, yes, of the most inept co-op that you could possibly ever imagine. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. It's so inept that I may not have actually have pressed record whilst it was on the right screen. So I'm just going to triple check something, and then we'll be right with you. But Ben, how was it for you?
I am disappointed, to put it bluntly. I felt that, to be honest, between us, we had the pace for some lower end points, perhaps. But it didn't come to pass, did it?
No.
Romain Grosjean, my revenge will be swift and without mercy.
Oh dear. Now we should have some pictures. There we go. I'll pop up a little screedy or something on there. But yes, we will have our revenge on Grosjean, who's taking his sim racing lifestyle a bit much like his real life race style. Or
Yeah,
race
I mean,
rather.
he got my point. I was running 8th as he clipped me as I came out of the pit straight, and he knocked me into a wall. And look at him, he's taken a point for that. I feel that's a great injustice.
Me too. Whereas I just decided to get penalties for just breathing and
Penalties for fun.
Yeah, penalties for fun. I was Charlie Whiting's bitch. Sadly, that left me way down. So we're off for round 2 now at Sepang. There's the constructors, by the way, whilst we're on it. How you ready?
I'm always ready. What's your strategy here?
Don't get penalties.
That's a solid strategy. That's a solid strategy. For me, I'm again aware that first of all, I lose or gain all my time in the first 2 corners, so I'll be watching myself into those. And I think I'm going to try again starting the race on the primes, depending on how we qualify.
Worked well for you though, didn't it?
It did in the end. Yeah, I was a little bit nervous at the start because obviously you settle into your place in the field, and then the cars in front of you gradually start pulling away because they have that advantage lap after lap after lap. And this game, I mean, I know a lot of people will criticize it for being perhaps a little bit too arcadey, but it demands nothing less than perfection from you every lap. Once you're playing at whatever difficulty level is challenging for you without being impossible. I mean, like in qualifying, today I was driving at my limit. I mean, that was as fast as I could go with my ability, my controller, and the setup I had on the car. And it still only got us, I can't remember how we qualified, was it 16th?
16th and 18th, yeah.
Yeah.
All the race is wet, by the way.
Oh, lovely. Oh, that's weird. You say the race is wet?
Yeah, but quali will be dry.
Oh, look at that, 100% chance of rain. I like we deal with in absolutes here. So, yeah. Now the question is what do we do about setup with that knowledge?
Right, I'm going to go for a right swing bing in the middle. I'm just going to go for default average and say sod it to the world, I think.
I agree because, do you know, it's race day that matters, not the qualifying. It ruins my prime strategy. I can't go on a longer lasting tyre than others around me in the field, so qualifying down at the back is perhaps a bit of a fallacy, but I don't want to be running a 16, 17 lap race, is it? On a less than optimal setup. So I'm actually going to knock mine 1 towards the wet.
Okay. I'm going to stick my wings up a little bit. That's the only thing I'm going to do. And do my usual... Sorry, what I'm doing on the screen here is what I normally do with gears. We don't have the time to sit and play with proper setups here, but what I like to do is have a relative... Because I always set up my first gear for what is the lowest corner, or the slowest corner on the track, which is that that hairpin at turn 9, I think it is. And obviously there's quite a few long straights, so I just slightly stagger my gears so that they look like very mini steps. Don't know whether it really does anything, it's just habit.
On the rare occasions I mess with gears, the logic I've always followed is testing is key. I mean, if if someone watching is really wanting to improve their performance on a track and feel the gears is an area they need to look at, obviously the rule of thumb is that you should hit the limiter at the end of the longest straight on the track. But in practice, it's actually quite hard to to narrow it down to that level sometimes, you know.
Especially if you're DRSing and cursings, because then you've got to think of actually, I need to still have a little bit of oomph in for that, for when I want to overtake someone. Assuming that you're in a position that you can actually overtake someone.
Yeah, presuming you're not us.
Yeah.
Then that's another consideration to think of. Do you know what I think would be a nice idea, Simon?
What's that?
Perhaps we have the kind of viewer that does leave comments that aren't merciless mockery.
On YouTube?
Yeah, maybe we can field some questions, and hopefully we're not so inept we don't know the answers. But I mean, it's something that's always baffled me a little bit, because both of us are long-term fans of Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us have been F1 gamers for quite a long time.
Yep.
So the underlying knowledge is there. I've just found that my knowledge does not translate to this game very well at all.
My knowledge doesn't transfer. It transfers to other people quite often. There is. I'll pop a link actually in the info box. There is a great setup matrix that I use. That's on the Simpatico website, I think it is. It was my holy grail for any kind of car setups that go on out there. It's set up for R Factor and iRacing, if anyone uses either of those two games. But if a racing game is worth its salt, I hate turn 14 round here. I can never take that corner. Any game that's worth its salt will have that set up properly, so that you can actually do your setup very similar to that, and it will have the same effect. And how can Senna have already done a hot lap?
Yeah, I know.
I hate, it's one of my big bugbears with this game is that I still swear it goes back to that F1 2010, where actually it was the qualifying was simulated, and it bears no resemblance to what is actually going on out the track. Yeah,
true. Which makes it even more frustrating when you get a penalty for illegal blocking.
Yes. Do you think I've not actually really blocked anything at all, missus?
Yeah, I've essentially blocked a screensaver.
Yeah.
Well, I've just gone fastest of anybody in Sector 2.
Dear.
And I was only 0.03 seconds off the pace in Sector 1. So maybe this could be a signal of my fortunes changing.
What I find, I always do very well in a qualifying session where the race is going to be dry, because they all go for wet setups.
Yeah.
And it's slightly slower.
And I didn't save any curves at all for coming out of the final turn. And that's good enough to put me 7th.
Wow.
But Vettel has yet to set a time. Massa is yet to set a time. I tell you what, if it isn't just window dressing, if they actually are setting times here, then Alonso's not going to set any more impressive times, because he's stuck behind me and I am not letting him through.
I mean, there is some. I think it's just if you. I don't know, because I have had it where I've taken the car out. We had it actually yesterday when we was doing our trial run. When I took out Hulkenberg in the Chinese qualifying, and he didn't set a lap, did he?
No, that's right, yeah.
There must be some truth to it, but it's just we weren't chatting for very long, and I don't see how someone could have got their time out. Maybe I'm just lying and bitter about the world. Freak thingy me bobs. 3.
Do you know, the final corner before the straight here just drives me mental.
Why?
I can never take the corner correctly. Not the hairpin, but the one at the other end.
Turn 14, the weird where you've got to brake and turn.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. I hate that corner. And I tell you what, that's across all games. No one knows quite. Oh, that's turn 9. Me. Oh, that was a shame. I was going really well there. Yeah, no one knows in all different games how to take that corner because it's not really got the grip and it's demanding so much of the car at the same time that it always kind of, you lose the back end, don't you? Or
Yes.
you just lock up your brakes if you've gone in too hot.
Okay, so I'm almost out of fuel, so I'm switching down to the lean. I'm gonna do my in lap now and tweak my setup a little bit.
So glad you mentioned fuel. I was on mix 1. Oh. Okay, come on, come on.
Have you set a flying lap yet?
Yeah, but it was mix 1 with a mistake.
Ah,
So
okay.
not a hopefully. Oh my god, what was that? Not a representative one, hopefully.
What concerns me about this race being heavy rain, you know, is I've got to learn my turn numbers much better. Let's see if I can work it out. No, I can't, and I've embarrassed myself on the internet now. There's a rather sharp corner, maybe 50% of the way around. It's in sector 2.
Yeah.
Where it's like a very wide hairpin almost. And
The double left, right.
yeah, and it's off camber as well. It's a left corner.
Okay, turn 9. Just at the end of sector 2.
Do you know what else is embarrassing? I was so busy talking to you, I've just missed the pit lane again. Yeah, I really struggle with that turn in the rain because water pools there, because it's cambered inward and water pools on the inside close to the apex.
Uh-huh.
As you swing round, if you hit the power too soon or too vigorously, just round you go. Nothing you can do.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm concerned about setup in particular, because I'm going to need the wheels set at an angle that sort of compensates for that, but it's not something I've had much luck with. I've also got to police myself. I've got to stop being so aggressive on the throttle.
I was just about to do the biggest moan ever over the fact that there was about 12 cars that came out of the pits, or well, not 12, but I had just traffic galore down in turns 1 and 2, so much so that it made me infuriated, so I smacked on the accelerator and round I went. I'm right behind you though, 14,
Yep.
15, this is going better.
It is an improvement, and you know, I reckon I can lose another 10.
There's plenty of time to come for me. I might be able to
Yeah,
catch
and
up
I've
to you
got-
time-wise.
I've got my tyres are on 90% after 4 laps, so that's actually much better on the tyres as well. That's probably the track more than my driving. How much time have we got left on the clock?
4 minutes 8:27.
So I got 1 flying lap left, basically, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'm coming in for a quick change up and then I'm going to storm out.
Ah, it's starting to rain.
No!
Yeah, spitting ever so slightly. It won't damp the track up before qualifying finishes.
Where are you?
I just going into turn 3.
Oh yeah, it is! Ah.
I'm glad you said that, and it wasn't just a fault with my monitor.
Or your eyeballs.
So I have to make sure I turn my fuel mixture up.
Oh,
Careful,
Ricardo's
don't-
got in between us as well. Though I do take greatness in the fact that if we were doing a 3-part session, I'm currently going through to Q2.
Yeah, it seems that isn't an option unless you put it on a long race weekend, which gives you an hour practice as well, which is just, you know,
Ridiculous.
it's impractical, isn't it?
Mm. There's a
But
few
again-
things I would change about F1 2012 and stuff like that. So I quite enjoy changing things up for like online stuff for the one shot qualifying, because I think that actually really does test people's mettle.
Yeah. It never works for me though. When the pressure's on like that, I usually fluff my lap.
I never go to my full extreme in that kind of situation, so that when there was a couple of leagues that I used to race in where it would always be you had one go at your lap at some point during a 10-minute session, like Gentlemen's Racing Club for R Factor is one that I do that is like that and still is. And I always used to figure out quite nicely in qualifying, because people are insistent that they will do their absolute maximum and they'll bin it. So I'd always gain good rewards out of that.
I've just lost 2/10 with a mistake in Sector 1, so that doesn't bear well. But I should have plenty of time to get round and do one more flying lap, so I'll just do what I can. And somehow I've used all my curs.
Oh dear. Sounds like you're having a good old adventure. So this was one of the first Herman Tilke circuits to be made. I still think it's one of the better ones.
I didn't like this track at first, but it's really grown on me, and actually Malaysia has become my favourite Grand Prix to watch.
Why is that?
Because it's always insane. Something crazy always happens. The weather, there'll be a monsoon, and I mean, when was it? Was it 10, 11 years ago, where the Ferraris were spinning all over the place and still managed to come home?
Yeah, 2001, yeah. I remember that.
I mean, that's a race that sticks in my mind more than perhaps any other.
Verstappen running third in an Arrows.
Yeah, because I was a big Arrows fan as well, wasn't I, you see? So
that's why it's in your head.
There's something wrong with my setup as well.
In what way?
Because I'm going against my own logic, and I'm hitting the rev limiter about 75% of the way down the start-finish straight. But it's because I've set my car up for wet weather, because I know it doesn't let me change for the race.
Yep, I'm on the same.
Guess who is ruining my hot lap?
Is it Hulkenberg?
No.
Is it Vettel?
No.
Or Alonso?
It's Grosjean again.
Oh!
You
picked a new friend then, right?
Right, well, I think 15th's where I'm going to be. I don't see myself improving my lap now. Although all my time is to be found in Sector 3. Sector 3 here is my real weak point, and it's that final corner.
I am really coming a cropper when it comes to traffic here today.
No, same for me. I've just come up on the back of Vettel on his in-lap. And I just nearly span it as well, so, yeah. We're exactly 2 seconds off the pace of Alonso.
That's alright. I just can't get the laps together. What is going on, Simon? Come on. Come on.
We've been out-qualified by both Williams and both Toro Rossos.
That's alright, this is one of their good tracks. They always do well here. Ah, that was torrid end to that. Never mind.
But we've out-qualified the two Nicos.
Whee.
So that's 3 Germans behind us, which is pretty good, because as we know, they do like to get in my way.
That is true. Vern 7th and Ricardo 9th. Yay.
It's quite an excellent showing from them, isn't it?
Yeah, Button down in 12th again.
I'll take 15th. That's within punching distance of points.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
The Williams will probably get past, and I imagine the Toro Rossos and the Force India will drop down the field as things progress.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to make sure we don't hit each other, but at least this time we're on opposite sides of the track.
Yeah. What was Rosberg doing? 4 seconds off the pace? Weirdo.
I won't question. I'll just go with it.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Okay, shall we proceed?
Okay. Let's
Deep breaths.
Bom, bom, bom.
No penalties this time.
In the rain.
Bloody hell, he's still not happy, is he?
Oh, he won't be happy until my expected grid slot is 24th.
Yeah.
I
And the
will
thing
work
is,
it down.
it's like there I appreciate it because I feel I could have gone faster. But in Melbourne, I was giving all the car felt it had. You know.
Yeah. The one thing I do find with the expectations on this is obviously it always goes from what that doesn't. Oh, it is wet. I was about to go. Oh my God, that doesn't look as wet as what it should be. I always find the expectations. You finish 7th. Next time it's like you can do 5th this time, and I think, do you know how excellent that 7th really was in my HRT or whatever?
Yeah, it doesn't take that into account, does it?
No.
Okay, here's a question for you before we proceed to race. See, my concern is that we're starting on intermediates, but the chance of rain is 100%, which usually implies that the rain's going to get heavier. Now, I'm not suggesting we do it because I tried this under similar conditions the other day. I tried starting the race on wet to see if I could hold out till the rain got heavy enough to activate him, and you can't. It's not possible. But isn't it frustrating going into a race knowing straight away that you're going to have to change tyres within 5-6 laps because of the changeable conditions?
Yes, and I find that it's so steeped, the difference between what you are allowed and aren't allowed to do on the tyres, whereas actually in real life it's much more down to driver choice in some situations, and that's something that this really needs to work on for 2013, which you know is going to happen.
There is. I'm constantly told by my engineer that it's time to come off intermediates, and whenever I change, if I follow his instructions, it never is. Like, I'm still getting good lap times off my intermediates, and he's saying we're losing too much time, change. If I do change and I go onto a slick, I'm just all over the place.
Yes. Yeah, I've had it as well quite often, and I think the problem is that this is a situation where I would almost have a half a go at it. I can see spots of rain, but if the track is wet and there is no rain, I have started the track. Everyone else starts in intermediates. I start on slicks, and I've seen the whole field pit after the end of the first lap for slick tyres, and I'm leading.
Well, you know, if you can work it to your advantage, then that's that's obviously great. But it's still an area that I'm really, really unsure of, and hopefully today I don't get caught out by that. I'm aiming for. I'll take a point today. What's
I'm expected to be 19th, so if I aim for 18th.
Well, I didn't say I'd finish 10th, just that I'd be happy with 10th.
Yeah, I know. I'll be happy with a point as well, because I never go as well on wet as I do in dry.
Incidentally, have you noticed we've been set on a 0 stop strategy?
Yes, that's true.
So that's really good. And I'll just take a quick look at the teammate challenge. You are beating me on fastest laps, so you must have been you were putting pace down in the race actually, because you had a lot of clean air, didn't you?
But sadly, you trounced me with a wet fish with everything else.
Which wasn't the same yesterday. Yesterday we were really closely matched, but obviously we were playing on amateur difficulty by mistake.
Yeah. La la la. Okay.
Well, shall we proceed?
Let's go. Best of luck.
And to you.
Not take each other off down at turn 1 and do a Red Bull sandwich.
Yeah. You know, if anyone watching sees that we've posted a 20-second video at some point, that'll be what it is. Just a collection of Sauber parts at the end of the start-finish straight.
It's a little morning tune. Everyone else is on Montes.
Look at that sky. At least the bug seems to have gone away, where in heavier rain the sky was blue on my
That's so wrong.
Yeah, he's just the race engineer's just told me be careful, watch out for all the cars.
Never.
Okay, so I'm guessing we might not have to stop all races, so it's important to make up as many places as I can.
You've got off the line really well.
Yeah, I cursed it.
Oh, I've smacked Massa. That'll be a penalty.
Is it?
Not yet.
Maybe you've got away with it.
Oh no, I've taken Vern round. Oh crap, penalty for that.
Oh, you got away with the first one, but Charlie Whiting isn't fooled twice.
Damn him. I do like his Twitter feed, by the way. The fake one. Oh no, 2 penalties. How?
My pace has just come alive.
Good, all good for you, mate. Where are you?
Although I'm shite in the corners. I'm running 4th. And excuse my bad language there, YouTube, but Romain Grosjean was all over my arse again, and
he's loving your arse.
He is, and you know, I'll take it as flattery, but I couldn't possibly. Yeah, I've got a problem.
What's that? Oh, I see the problem.
Yeah, I've got a setup issue. It feels like a setup issue, but basically I just can't. I have to coast around corners. I'm losing so much pace.
This is wet tyres. This is wet tyres. We need wets.
And you know what? If we'd started on wets, do you know what would have happened? Rain stops in 5 laps.
Yep. Right, I'm coming in for a drive-through.
Oh right.
Because I have to.
You're going to change your tyres.
But that's what I want to do. But I can't, because if I say that I'm peak and Cova line in 12 and 13, what? Right, no one's coming to the pits.
Yeah, that's why I'm staying out. Because my guess is that if I do change to wets, I might be a little bit premature, but I know what you mean. It looks... I'm starting to feel the tyres lose their... Even though I've just set the fastest sector 1 of anybody. There is a massive train behind me now.
Awesome, keep that going. Because I'm catching back up again after my wondrous... Yeah, there is no grip on this at all. It's this is wet. To me, it's wet. But who knows? Who knows? I've got two penalties.
Hamilton's just got past me. I mean, the race engineer's not suggesting... Yeah, I'm going wide. I'm going wide everywhere. It's... Yeah, this doesn't feel good at all.
Hello, gravel.
Are you pitting for tyres?
I've got another drive-through to go through first. But no, you take the main call on the tyres. Unless you want me to pit for wets, see how it goes, because I've got another lap that I can come in for the drive-through. Should I do that? And I can be
it's up to you, mate. I'm not going to ask you to risk your race just to provide me with intelligence, because if I pit for tyres anyway, the places I lose I'm not going to make up again, because I'm ahead of Red Bulls, McLarens, Ferraris. Once they're free of me, they're just going to be off onto the sunset, you know.
I'm pitting for wets.
Okay, well I'm just going around turn 3, so I should have about half a lap of your feedback then to make the call.
Okay. By the way, how the people who I didn't actually connect with at all and make contact with are the people that had to pit for problems. Alright, let's see how this works.
Oh dear.
Oh no, this is worse.
If you don't take the drive-through penalty,
It is?
you will be
It felt like it, hang on. Let me just do a couple more corners.
The race officials have disabled DRS.
Yeah, wets are worse. Stay on inters.
Oh, unbelievable.
I'm skating around like a right boot. Sorry, Felipe. Oh, I'm going to be lapped. I'm going to be all over the shop. Right, at least I'm getting these terrible things out the way now.
Hamilton has just disappeared completely. I just cannot hold on to the back of him at all. Every corner, I just feel the car going wider and wider and wider.
Yeah, no, don't stay. Don't.
Are you going to stay on them though? Because it does look very, very dark, and it could be that they wake up at some point, you know.
It doesn't matter to me. I'm so far off now that I'm visiting parts of the scenery I never even knew was there. It's annoying though, because this way the tyres shouldn't behave like this. It just should be that they get ripped to shreds, they have very little grip, but they shouldn't be just not gripping at all, because there should be too much tread, in my opinion. I don't know, I'm not a racing driver, I'm coming to be lapped, by the way.
I completely agree with you, 100%. Wet tyres should work in intermediate conditions better than they do, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But hopefully that's something, you know, Codemasters are looking at. Well, I'm sorry to you, Simon. I'm sorry to anyone watching, because I was expecting us to, you know,
tear it up a little bit.
Tear it up a little bit and be racing side by side briefly.
There I am.
Have I just lapped you?
Yeah. Oh, I've just caused a problem for someone.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've just taken a couple of guys off, don't worry. You should have less of a train behind you now. Oh, dearie me. I can't even go around on like 50 miles an hour.
Are you going to go back on the intermediates?
I can't, because if I have to go through my drive-through this lap, otherwise I will be disqualified.
Well, strategy call.
It was worthwhile doing, wasn't it? Because we would have won quite a bit of a way.
I owe you then for next time. I'm not going to be a Vettel.
Lols. See, team order's done right, ladies
Exactly.
and gentlemen, because I was already looking quite moosey. And to be fair, I'll stay on them, because there's going to be a point where I think you will need to change.
But you have to be careful about damaging them in that. Oh, I nearly lost it coming out of that corner. But I managed to just kick it back into line. I know all these phrases mean nothing to people until I have a camera working too, but I felt the back end start to give and just released the throttle and hoped I could bring it back into line. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Webber is getting really frustrated behind me. And
You know that feeling quite well, won't he?
Ricardo running 8th. Oh, he's got past me. Nothing I could do. I changed down in the middle of the corner and somehow it made my car go straight on.
Oh dear.
So I have what looks like Toro Rosso behind me, which is Ricardo, and then behind him it looks like a Mercedes.
Uh-huh. Someone else is off somewhere, I can see. I'm going to be lapped for a second time. Not sure.
Oh, no, it's a Williams. If only Senna had been this competent in real life.
Yes.
Because I mean, that was a case of the name getting the drive, wasn't it? Let's be honest.
Mm.
And I'm a big Williams fan. You know, I mean, on the current grid at the moment, Sauber and Williams are my favourite teams by a long way. And that Williams' fall from grace has been so emphatic that I was just wishing them some good luck. And I know Maldonado got that win, which was probably the tensest I've been watching a Grand Prix in many years. But they just can't seem to get anything right, can they?
No, and it's such a shame, because it's from where they came from. It seems like such a shame.
The thing is as well is that this season has been proof of some Top Gear logic. I don't know if you know this, but the idea behind the Stig on BBC's Top Gear, him being anonymous, not saying anything, is that Jeremy Clarkson believes that it's impossible to get a racing driver who says something noteworthy. That's my race over.
Oh no, what have you done?
Daniel Ricciardo spun me.
Ah, you were 7th as well. I was just about to retire so that we could watch you instead.
No, maybe we should both retire because I'm not sure I can make it round.
Alright, intermediates, loving this grip.
I've just got a penalty as well.
Oh no!
Oh, balls. We can't restart either, can we?
I think we might be able to.
I am pitting for repairs.
Oh, is that you? Okay. I'm just gonna... I wonder if we can restart. Bit naughty if we do, but... Oh, that is a pit stop going on there. I can hear it.
Oh well, you and I are dead last, me old China.
Ah, some things never change.
You're running standard revs, apparently.
I am.
Was he right?
He is right, but I'm about to have a go at trying to actually do something fast and do a good lap. Oh no, instead I just unlapped myself whilst tapping the leader. If I don't get a penalty for that. Oh no, I'm okay. Oh, that's annoying. Now I've just unlapped myself and I'm pulling away. Oh, what could have been.
Well, yeah, I've got my penalty to serve now. I think we're pretty much out of the running here, aren't we?
We are, but I just want to do a lap of speed just so that I can prove to myself that I could. Oh, run wide. Fine, through you go. Oh, stop lapping me and then actually being slower than me afterwards, just because you've got more straight line speed. Oh, that's not really how you do that corner.
Has it not worked for you?
It's the Germans. Again, the Germans.
The Germans are coming.
It's your fault.
Yeah, I know. Just upset them all.